1973 was a year when R&B and soul lifted spirits and broke hearts in equal measure. Gladys Knight and the Pips slid mid-list with a bittersweet anthem that still moves us. And near the very top, Marvin Gaye delivered a groove so powerful it became timeless. These are 12 unforgettable soul treasures from 1973. Songs that will never fade. Number 12, Midnight Train to Georgia by Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Too much for the man. Too much for the man.
Released in 1973 on Buddha Records, this masterpiece captured the bittersweet dream of love and sacrifice.
I'll be with them. I know you will. On that midnight train.
Gladys tells the story of a man giving up on his Hollywood ambitions while she follows him home with devotion. The Pips' harmonies answer her every line, like a conversation between hope and heartbreak. Did you know this track was originally written about a midnight plane to Houston? Cissy Houston recorded it first, but it was Gladys who turned it into pure magic. Picture it, 1973. The song spinning on a jukebox, its haunting strings filling a smoky lounge. Couples slow danced, some with tears in their eyes, because this wasn't just a song, it was a story so many lived. It topped the Billboard Hot 100 and became Gladys's signature tune, a timeless anthem of loyalty and love. Number 11, Keep On Truckin' by Kendricks.
This one's got a groove that sure enough makes you want to move real smooth. Listen to Eddie Kendricks and keep on trucking, baby.
Fresh off leaving the Temptations, Eddie Kendricks stepped into the solo spotlight, and what an entrance it was. Released on Tamla Motown in 1973, Keep On Truckin' was his first #1 hit. And it proved he could groove just fine on his own. Behind the scenes, Eddie was facing pressure. Breaking from the Temptations wasn't easy.
You're the girl I sing about in every love song.
But with Norman Harris and Philadelphia musicians shaping the sound, the track became a dance floor smash. You can almost hear the freedom in Eddie's falsetto, smooth, determined, and joyful.
I'm ducking for your love through sleet and snow.
Imagine roller skating to this jam at the rink in '73. Mirror ball above, hips swaying to their driving beat. Not only did it cement Kendricks as a solo star, it also pushed soul deeper into the disco era. Keep On Truckin' wasn't just a hit. It was a declaration of independence. Number 10, Love Train by the OJs.
Okay, let's do that one more time, gang, for the fabulous OJs.
If soul music ever preached unity, this was the sermon. Love Train, released on Philadelphia International Records, was produced by the legendary Gamble and Huff. The OJs called for a worldwide ride of peace, name-dropping countries from England to Russia at the height of the Cold War. It was bold, it was hopeful, and people believed it.
Don't you know that it's time to get on board?
The rhythm was infectious, congas, bass, and those soaring harmonies. In 1973, you couldn't walk into a party without someone clapping along. The song became the OJ's first and only Billboard Hot 100 #1, and decades later, it's still used in films, commercials, and protests. Love Train wasn't just music, it was movement.
Train.
one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye by Gladys Knight and the Pips.
I guess neither one of us.
Before Gladys left Motown, she gave us this heartbreaker. Released early in 1973, it climbed all the way to number 2 on the Hot 100 and number 1 on the R&B chart.
Neither one of us wants to be the first to say.
The magic? That opening, delicate guitar, Gladys's voice trembling with emotion. The Pips answer softly, like friends trying to soothe a wound that can't be healed. Behind the scenes, Motown hadn't even planned to release it as a single. But once radio stations started spinning it, fans demanded otherwise. Picture yourself in '73, listening late at night on the radio.
Just won't let it die.
The lights low, memories of a love slipping away. Gladys captured that ache perfectly. This wasn't just a breakup song. It was the soundtrack of heartbreak for anyone too proud or too scared to say goodbye. Number 8, Use Me by Bill Withers.
Usually after that point in your life, the ladies that you meet have a whole other kind of use for you.
Bill Withers always had a way of telling it plain. And in 1973, he gave us Use Me, a funky confessional jam about love, power, and manipulation. Released on Sussex Records, it featured that hypnotic, percussive groove, with Ray Jackson's clavinet locking in the pocket. The result? A track that was both raw and irresistible. Fun fact, despite its darker message, Use Me became one of Bill's biggest hits, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. Imagine cruising in a '73 Chevy, windows down, bass thumping through the streets. Use Me was the sound of city nights, sweaty clubs, complicated love affairs, and the blurred line between pleasure and pain. Today, it stands as proof of Withers' genius. No polish, no frills, just the truth wrapped in funk. Number 7, That Lady by the Isley Brothers. The Isleys had been around since the 50s, but in 1973 they reinvented themselves with That Lady.
Beautiful lady, lovely lady.
It was psychedelic soul at its finest, built on Ernie Isley's searing guitar, inspired by Jimi Hendrix, who once played with the band. The harmonies float, the percussion drives, but it's that guitar solo, blazing, distorted, that makes you stop in your tracks. Released on their own T-neck label, That Lady brought the Isleys back to the top 10 and showed they could stay relevant in a changing era. Picture the streets in '73, afros high, bell bottoms wide, and this record blasting from apartment windows. It wasn't just a song, it was a statement of cool, a swagger that carried the Isleys into a new decade of hits. Number 6, Me and Mrs. Jones by Billy Paul.
One of the heaviest. His name is Billy Paul.
A forbidden love story, smooth as silk. Billy Paul's Me and Mrs. Jones, released on Philadelphia International, topped the charts in late 1972, but defined 1973's playlists.
Mrs. Jones!
With Gamble and Huff's lush production and Bobby Martin's delicate arrangement, the song tells the tale of a secret affair, every line dripping with tension and tenderness.
Gotta think.
Billy's delivery is aching yet restrained, like he's whispering a secret to the listener. You can almost see the dimly lit cafe where the two meet, jukebox humming in the background. It won the Grammy for Best R&B Vocal Performance and became Paul's signature.
Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones.
To this day, it remains one of the smoothest, most unforgettable ballads of the era. If these classics from 1973 are bringing back memories, give this video a thumbs up. It helps us keep the soul alive. And stick around. We've still got 6 more timeless tracks to come, including a Stevie Wonder masterpiece and a Marvin Gaye anthem you won't want to miss. Number 5, Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye.
I've been really trying,
By 1973, Marvin Gaye had already transformed soul with What's Going On. But with Let's Get It On, he shifted gears from social consciousness to sensuality.
Let's get it on.
Released on Tomla, the track was produced with Ed Townsend, who originally conceived it as a song about political love. Marvin turned it into one of the most passionate declarations ever recorded. The opening riff alone, smooth, seductive, still makes listeners lean closer. Imagine hearing it for the first time in '73, maybe at a basement party. Lights low, dance floor crowded. This was intimacy wrapped in a melody. It became Marvin's second #1 pop hit, and to this day, it's the standard for romantic soul.
We're all sensitive people, so much to give.
If What's Going On spoke to the world, Let's Get It On spoke to the heart and the body. Number 4, Call Me, Come Back Home by Al Green.
The great legends of Southern soul music. Last night, this man was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the program, Al Green.
The Reverend of Soul delivered another gem in 1973 with Call Me.
All in a day's work. Call me.
Released on High Records, it was part of an album filled with hits including Here I Am and You Ought to Be With Me. But Call Me stood out for its pleading intimacy.
Oh, it's a long ways from here. Tell you it's all in the way.
Al's voice, soft falsetto one moment, raw and desperate the next, cut straight to the soul. Behind him, Willie Mitchell's production shimmered with Memphis horns, organ swells, and that unmistakable groove.
Somebody's doing you wrong.
Picture a late summer night, record player spinning, Al Green pouring through the speakers. Every word feels personal, like he's singing just to you. It was another top 10 hit, cementing Al's reign as the smoothest, most soulful voice of the '70s. Number 3, Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder.
Here tonight singing his latest hit song, the incredible Stevie Wonder. Yeah.
Stevie was unstoppable in the '70s, and 1973's Intervisions gave us Higher Ground. Funky, urgent, and prophetic, it was built around his innovative use of the clavinet and the newly embraced synthesizers. Stevie recorded the track in a single 3-hour session, playing almost every instrument himself. Days later, he was in a near-fatal car accident, and many came to see Higher Ground as almost spiritual, like he foresaw the need for a second chance. Imagine 1973, the bass line thumping in the clubs, people dancing, while the lyrics spoke of reincarnation and resilience. This was soul music pushing boundaries, blending funk, spirituality, and social commentary. It became a #1 R&B hit and has since been covered by countless artists.
Sleepers, yeah, stop sleeping.
But none matched Stevie's vision. Number 2, Superstition by Stevie Wonder. Released late in 72 but dominating 73, Superstition was the track that made everyone move. The clavinet riff, instantly recognizable, endlessly funky, was born out of a jam with Jeff Beck. Stevie's lyrics warned against blind faith and superstitions, but the groove was so strong, it felt like a spell itself. This song hit #1 on both the R&B and pop charts, showing Stevie's crossover power. Picture the dance floors of 73, packed with bodies, sweat in the air, afros bouncing, bell-bottoms shaking. Superstition wasn't just a hit. It was a revolution in sound, proving that soul could be as funky, experimental, and forward-looking as anything in rock. #1, Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye. When it comes to unforgettable 1973 soul, nothing tops Marvin's Let's Get It On. Yes, we mentioned it earlier, but this track deserves the crown. It wasn't just a song, it was a cultural moment. In 1973, it redefined what soul could be. Tender, erotic, spiritual, all at once. Marvin's velvet voice, that timeless groove, and lyrics that whispered and shouted desire, it stopped people in their tracks. The single spent weeks at #1, sold millions, and remains one of the most covered, sampled, and referenced songs in history. Decades later, it still plays at weddings, anniversaries, and yes, those late-night moments. Marvin didn't just sing about love, he embodied it.
We're all sensitive people, so much to give.
That's why in 1973 and forever after, Let's Get It On reigns supreme. From Gladys's Midnight Train to Stevie's Higher Ground, 1973 was a year where soul music gave us stories of heartbreak, hope, and pure passion. These weren't just songs, they were experiences etched into the soundtrack of our lives. Thanks for joining us on this soul stroll through 1973. If you felt the groove, subscribe to keep the rhythm alive and never miss our next countdown. And up next, don't miss the unforgettable soul hits of 1974. Click that box on your screen, and let's keep this journey rolling.